Welcome to Savor the Story podcast, where books and snacks are life. I'm Nicole. That's Vanessa. Sup?
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, everyone.
Hi. Trying to keep my talking to a minimum to preserve my voice.
That's not great for a podcast, Nicole.
You're just going to have to carry us, Vanessa.
Oh, great. I'll just go on a monologue and you won't have to worry about anything. Just don't say anything.
Can you also review my books for me?
Yes, if you hold it up to the screen, I'll just read it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
that. Could you imagine? That would be like a crazy, like a April Fool's Day episode or something.
Mm-hmm. I should have, if I was smart and I knew that like I was going to wake up like this. I
mean, you can't tell the future.
Right. I would have like got one of those machines that talk for you and then I'd just be like robot voice. Welcome to Savor the Story.
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Right, fine. I'll push through.
Okay, great. Well, while you're pushing through, can I tell you something?
Of course.
It's a callback to, I don't know if it was last episode or the episode before. One of those. I started playing Tiny Bookshop this weekend.
And did you get sucked in?
I got sucked in. Oh, dang it. I actually meant to look because you know, on the Switch, you can see like how many hours you've played or whatever. I meant to look. It's probably not like super ridiculous, but I've played at least a couple hours every day. So
yeah, I looked it up and I think, what was it? I think it was like $25 or something.
It was $19.99 for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, maybe it was $20. That could be. But I was like, do I want to spend $20?
Think of all the crazy shit you spent $20 on, and you can't spend $20 on a fun video game. You have weird rules.
I know. I can't help it.
Well, it was fun. It is fun.
Okay, well, fine. I'll spend $20.
I mean, I'm not telling you have to. I'm just telling you that it has been very nice. Like, it's been a fun little game to like take my mind off of things, and like it's very easy to just fall into and block everything else out.
Yeah. So I would, but I'm gonna give you a reason why I won't.
Okay.
I think I'm out of my slump.
Okay.
And I don't want to do anything right now.
Yeah.
Except for read, because I'm afraid if I do something else, it'll restart my slump.
Okay.
I'm now terrified of slumps.
Well, I feel like I am in one right now. I feel like I went through my like crazy, I mean, because I was looking at it the other day and I think like June I had like 19 books. In July I had like 16, and August I had like, I've been high in the like close to between 15 and 20 books for like the last 4 months or so. And now I feel like I'm struggling to get through one a week. So
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like I'm in the lull. I know I've explained it to you before where like I go through phases where like all I want to do is read, and then there's other times where like all I want to do is like watch shows or whatever. I'm not in the wanting to read phase right now.
Yeah, not the right moon phase or something.
Nope, I need the moon to change again for me. So I understand why you would be like not wanting to get into that, but because of where I'm at in my moon phase, I am enjoying this video game coming in and like taking up space.
Yeah. I was almost that girl who read 500 books in a year.
Just in the last week?
Yeah, I think last weekend Mike was at the cabin and for hunting, and I stayed home because I'm not gonna go. Like, if I sit at the cabin or I sit at my house, I might as well sit at my house where I can get food delivered.
Right.
So I did that. I got food delivered, and I sat on the couch literally all weekend with the dogs, and I probably read like 5 books in 3 days.
Nice.
So, not quite 500 books a year.
Not quite.
But it felt like it. When I finished, like, the 5th book, I was like, damn, look at me.
Yes. I mean, I guess you could hit 500 if you stayed on that trend, but that trend is a little difficult to maintain.
I have a gerb.
Yeah, exactly. So, I wanted to tell you, the Tiny Bookshop, it does have real names, like real books in it and stuff. It's all whatever, because I know we talked about that before, like,
right.
and I thought that I remembered seeing it, but now I can like officially confirm it's all real books. And then sometimes, so from what I've read, because there's been a couple of times like you have people that come into your little bookshop and they ask for a recommendation. And they want it to, like, they're looking for something specific, like, I want sci-fi, I want a book about animals, I want, like, something like that. And so there's been a couple of times where it was, like, a book that I knew that I had read, and I was like, oh, this would totally fit what you're asking for. And then the person would be like, this isn't what I asked for. And I was like, are you sure? And so I actually looked it up, and it said that the game people, like the people who made the game, are still updating tags on books.
Oh.
So sometimes, like, if you pick something for a certain tag, it's not necessarily tagged for that yet. So it's coming back as saying, like, it's not, it doesn't fit the recommendation. And I was like, oh no, you guys have to fix this, because I know for a fact this one fits.
Yeah, I cannot lose points, or however that world works.
Yeah, luckily nothing happens when you lose. Like, you just don't make the sale.
Oh, I was gonna say, you just keep trying again and again.
No, you just
like,
just don't make the sale. They're just like, okay, well, I'll come back later, and then they leave, and so that's fine. Like, so there's no negative things. You just make money through, like, you just sell books basically. So
okay, I have so many questions, but I think I'm just gonna play the game.
well, I will answer anything you want.
What do you get money for the books?
Yeah.
What do you do with the money? Buy more books?
Yeah, so you buy so every day there's a you look at the newspaper ads, and like in the newspaper ads you can buy like things to decorate your bookshop, and then also buy boxes of books. So
that's cute.
Yeah, so you use your money for that, and then you also use the money to you can buy stuff at the flea market. So every Sunday there's a flea market, and you can go work it, but you can also shop while you're there, and you can buy stuff that you, again, decorate or have books and stuff. So
it's cute.
Really adorable.
That's
yeah,
so cute.
It's super easy, like super, like, it's not like timed or anything like that. So you're not like in a time crunch or anything. It's just,
it's like a cozy.
It's chill.
It's like, yeah, I'll try again tomorrow.
Yep, it's so fun. So I recommend it.
That's cute.
The Tiny Bookshop has come in handy because this past week has been super fucking stressful, and so it's been nice for me to be like to be able to just like play a little cozy fun game. And because like I think that's another reason why this past week is really hard for reading. I think I just can't, my brain can't focus because I'm just like focused on so many other things. Also, I've been having some troubles with books as well. Like, they're so fucking boring, and I'm just like, ugh, what do I want to try to keep reading this boring book, or do I want to play a tiny little game?
No, DNF that fucker.
I have 2 waiting right now that I haven't decided on. So, I just keep pushing them to the side, and I'm just like, maybe I'll come back to it.
Yes, I have 2 as well.
Oh, you do? Well, how fun.
Yes.
Is it because what's the reason?
I was going to talk about them next week.
Okay. Okay, you can save it for next week. That's fine. Fine. Then I will tell you about mine next week too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do all our DNFs next week.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Mine aren't gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna be ready to like fully DNF them, but I'll still talk about them.
That's fine.
Well, in other book news, I haven't reviewed these yet, but I have read them. It's the Wren and the Holly series. The Wren. That's not what it's called.
Okay. All right. Sweet.
It's the Wren and the Holly Library.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called. It's that series. So I've read book 1 and 2, and then I just saw today that book 3's cover was released, and it comes out on June 16th, 2026.
Jeez.
So
far away.
I feel like that's closer than they normally like announce. They're usually like in a year and a half you'll see it.
I guess that's true.
So for this to be like 6-7 months or something, I'm like, okay, great, I take it. But I'll probably be reviewing those first 2 like fairly soon, and then I'll definitely be reading the 3rd one. So
nice.
Yeah, so that is some book news for you.
Wonderful.
Thanks.
I too have book news.
Tell me about your book news.
But I'm gonna tie it to my book review.
You always do this to me. You're always trying to be so sneaky. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, fine. Tell me about your snack first, then.
I was boring this week.
Okay.
Which is weird because I did do a lot of eating out.
Okay.
But yeah, I ate. So I think I know this is silly, and I don't really have a specific story, but I've eaten a lot of potato chips this week.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm gonna rate everything in potato chips.
Okay. Just general potato chips.
I love kettle chips.
Okay.
They are the superior chip.
Is that the brand, right? The kettle chip brand?
No, just kettle chip.
Oh, okay.
The way they make
Type.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Types? Yeah.
Okay. Well, they have a brand of that, right?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's why I was thinking.
Yeah, I do not. I love all kettle chips, so I'm not really picky about it. I am not loyal to a brand.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what my snack was going to be this week, but you've inspired me because I tried the veggie chips, like they make veggie straws and then also the veggie chips. So they had a new flavor. Oh, it's called like chili and sweet and chili or something like that. Okay. And I crushed a whole bag. So
just like emptied them into your mouth.
Basically. So veggie chips is gonna be my be my snack this week.
I'm glad to see we're both on the same page.
Mm-hmm. So I am moving into a very strict calorie counting. So the day I crushed a bag of chips was my like cheat day. Right. But even then, like they weren't too terrible because to be fair, like the bag is like a quarter full, right? It's not even like the whole thing. And they're not like super, super bad, but it was a cheat day. And but yeah, I'm going into like strict counting. So my snacks are going to be harder and harder.
Maybe back to ice cubes.
I mean, I know I've said that a lot, but like every time I'm like, I'm going to do better. And then the next week I'm like, I had cake. So it's always just going to have to be whatever I do on cheat day because all the other days are going to have to be really strict. I have goals, ladies and gentlemen.
I do not. Unless you consider not having goals the goal.
No, I don't.
Dang.
Sorry.
All right, fine. I'll think of a goal and
okay.
I'll start my goal as soon as I think of it.
Okay.
Be goal friends.
Okay, great. Is your goal going to be fitness related or like food related?
You know what? I should make it fitness related.
Okay.
I'll do that.
Are we doing it right now? Can we hold you to it in this very moment?
Yes, I have a fitness goal and I will stick to it.
Okay, what is it? You can't just say, I have a goal.
Fine. I'm going to run minimum 3 days a week.
Great. I love this goal.
Oh, shit. And we're friends on Strava. So I can't even fucking lie to you anymore.
You can't lie to me anyways. That's not
Okay.
the mark of a good friendship, Nicole.
What about lies by omission?
Nope, I'm going to check on you.
Fine.
You're
Shit.
stuck now. You're welcome.
I fucked that up.
You're welcome. Okay, tell me your book news so then you can tell me your book review.
Okay. So
Okay.
my book news and my book review are not tied to each other.
Okay.
I just wanted to do them at the same time.
Okay.
Because it's... I don't know. In my mind, this all made sense.
Okay.
So, have you ever heard of the podcast Lex Friedman?
No.
Okay, so he's a guy. He has a podcast. Every episode he has like some type of like guest, and they just talk about whatever it is. Mm-hmm. And I don't listen to all of his episodes because I don't care. But like. Mm-hmm. Like when he's talking to like economists, I'm like, yeah. I don't fucking understand this shit. I don't care. Yeah. But every once in a while, he'll have somebody cool on, like a paleontologist or. Mm-hmm. This week on September 19th, the episode that he released, his guest was Norman Ohler, who is the author of my favorite history book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, for those of you who are not familiar, Norman Ohler wrote Blitzed, History of Drugs in Nazi Germany. Mm-hmm. It is, like I said, my favorite history book, hands down, 1000% recommend. It's one of those books where I don't even fucking care if I tell you to read it and you're like, I didn't really like it. I'm just like, fuck you then.
Okay.
You're dumb. I did not realize that this episode was 4.5 hours long.
Oh, goodness. So they were just talking about everything.
Yeah, so it wasn't the entire book, but like the first like 3 hours were about like the book.
Okay.
So like the book's much longer than that, but it was like
it basically like if you hadn't listened to the book before, you basically got like the Cliff Notes version?
Yeah, okay. And that's actually where I was going with it. Like if you've if you're not really 100% sure if you like maybe that's not your genre, or like something like that, maybe go find this podcast and just listen to this guy talk about what he was about, what the book is about, because it's really, really interesting. So this book focuses primarily on methamphetamines. He does have another book. It's called Tripped, and it's Nazi Germany, the CIA, and the dawn of the psychedelic age, and that's obviously about psychedelics. It's on my TBR, but it's not like on the top of my TBR. I'm actually hesitant to read it because Blitzed was so good.
Right.
I'm scared to read anything else by him.
Yeah.
But he does talk about in this episode, I know I'm going on a tangent now.
No, please.
In this episode, he talks about the book he's currently working on, and I think he said that he's thinking the title is going to be called Stone Sapiens. Okay. And the short description that he gives in the podcast sounded really, really interested, but basically it's like we don't know the history of, the first humans or anything like that, but we do know a lot about, like, what the people that we have found, like digestive systems or where they lived in that area and what was available to them. And so it's just basically starting at the very first people and moving through the ages of different, like, drugs or whatever. So that they probably had in contact with. And then he said, like, he even said it, and he was like, we don't really know if these people were eating these things. We just know that indigenous people now eat them. So it's likely they learned that from, like, ancestors or, like, stuff like that. He's like, not until you really get into, like, the Vietnam War era do you really start seeing, like, actual documentation of people using this stuff. So I thought that sounded pretty cool. Once it's released, I will be reading it.
Cool.
I guess another side note is the book Blitzed. Like I said, if you or maybe not like you're probably not interested in reading the book, but you've listened to the podcast. Apparently, there is also a documentary based on this book that Norman Ohler helped with. I've never seen this documentary. I was actually kind of embarrassed that I didn't really know it existed until before this. Because I guess it was released in like 2018.
Okay.
But I think it's the same title. It's called Blitzed, Nazis on Drugs.
Okay.
It's on Prime Video, Apple TV, the Roku. I haven't watched it, but I plan to.
Okay, great. What was the podcast again?
Lex Friedman.
Okay. I feel like Tim's listened to him before.
Yeah, he has a wild amount of people, and all the episodes are like 4-hour episodes.
Yeah, it's very Joe Rogan-esque, where it's just like sit down and talk. It's just long form interviews where you just like whatever. I know Tim's like really into those kinds of podcasts and stuff, and especially if the guest is like somebody he would listen to. I feel like I've heard him, after you were like talking about it, I was gonna say I feel like I've heard him say that name before, maybe. Well, when you told me that, though, it reminded me we had very different experiences this weekend, because I got sucked into a Joe Rogan episode but for like the same reason, right? It was like somebody that I was actually interested in, but I actually searched it out because I got sucked into do you know who Sam and Colby are on YouTube?
No.
They're paranormal investigators. Well, they are now. Like, that's what they do. Like, they post haunted investigations and stuff like that. And I don't know how, but I got sucked into them this weekend, like watching a bunch of videos. And then I realized that they had been on Joe Rogan. And I was like, oh, well, then I will watch that. So I watched that interview, and it was funny. Like, as soon as you started explaining what his podcast was about, I was like, this sounds like something I know.
I too have fallen down the rabbit hole of podcasts.
Yes. And I don't really like any of those, like Joe Rogan and stuff. I've probably listened to like 5 or 6 episodes of his, and it's really just like, I'm very interested in what that person has to say for 3 or 4 hours. So I'm like, okay, I'll listen to that because it'll give me what I want. But anyways, it just reminded me that I also listened to a long form podcast this weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very much for me, which is weird because I'll sit down and listen to a book all day. But like, something about long form, I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, I've saw, like I said, like this guy Lex Friedman, my husband actually listens to him. And he was the one who told me. He was like, hey, did you see who's on Lex Friedman this week? And I was like, no. And he was like, it's Norman Ohler. And I was like, oh fuck, I have to go listen and watch it. And then I got in and I logged in and I like started watching. I was like, holy shit, 4.5 hours. Forgot how long these are.
Yeah, you're in for the long haul here.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I started it at work actually this morning, and I was like, oh, I'll just listen to it really quick, and then I could talk about it on the episode today. And I started listening to it, and I was like, holy fuck, am I gonna be able to finish this?
No.
This is 4.5 hours.
That's funny.
So I barely finished it.
Okay.
So
nice.
But yeah. Okay. I guess I'll talk about a book now.
Okay, great.
The only reason I didn't give like a review of Blitzed, but highly recommend 5.
You know what? You had
not here. Not. But I've always talked about how it's my favorite history book. But I'm gonna rate it really quick.
Okay, great.
I give it 6 out of 5 potato chips.
Excellent.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so my next book, my only book, whatever, is called The Foxwife by Yangsze Choo. I read this as a physical book. It is a historical fantasy.
Okay, your face was like, maybe?
Yeah, I was like, how do I feel about this? So, I don't expect everybody to know every single author. A long time ago, a book came out. Maybe you recognize it. It's called The Ghost Bride.
Sounds familiar,
Yeah.
but like I don't really know anything about it.
Yeah, I can't remember what year it came out. Maybe 2010s.
Okay.
But I think it was like a huge book. I saw it everywhere.
Okay.
I read it and I liked it in the
Okay.
way that like you like a book, but you're just kind of like,
Immediately, like you're not gonna ever think about it again.
no, I liked it because it was different,
Okay.
but like the story was different and the idea was different, but like, and I liked it, but it was kind of like a slow book.
Okay.
It's the same author,
Okay.
and the only reason I bring it up is because a lot of people that I've talked to, I feel like have read The Ghost Bride or at least have heard of it. So
Okay.
it's the only reason I bring it up. Okay, so this book, it's set in Manchuria in 1908. And in this time frame, foxes are considered to be like gods in like
Okay.
disguise. And they can, change, and they have powers, and they have the ability to grant gifts, and they can change from foxes, from their fox form to like people form. And if they change into people form, they're like incredibly beautiful people, like men or
Okay.
women. And they also have like a really strong charisma, where like if they make a suggestion, people are like, okay, yeah, that's a great idea, we should
okay.
do that, right? So set in that time frame, and this story revolves around probably specifically two people, but there's like a third group of people that are also, they play a pretty big role, but I think it's only told from like 2 points of view.
Okay.
So one of the points of view is a man named Bao, and he is a investigator, and he was hired because they found a woman dead, and so they hired him to figure out who she is and like who killed her, right? And so the second person, her name is Snow. She is hunting the man who killed her child.
Okay.
And she is also suspected of being a fox.
Oh.
Okay?
All right.
And so then those are the 2 points of views.
Okay.
Now there's another third group, not really a person, but there's another third group of people. It's all the same family, but they own this medicine shop. The reason they're relevant here is because that family is cursed. And whereas in every single like generation, the oldest son dies before they turn 24.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. So, and all these stories start individually, and then they're all told from like different points of view and in the past, and then all of this, like as the book goes on, they slowly start to converge, and then near the end of the book, every single person now is in the same bubble. They all know each other.
Okay.
They all are interacting with each other, and they're all trying to figure out, like, like Bao's trying to figure out how all of these people fit in with the person that he's investigating.
Okay.
Snow is trying to figure out, like, where the guy is who killed her child, and she thinks some of these people might know, or they have a link to him. And then, like, the whole family have links to Snow and Bao and, like, some other characters that end up showing up later. So it's just basically, like, a mystery where everybody's telling a story, and then you try, like, you figure out who killed, who killed the baby, but,
Okay.
but, like, how all of these people are interacting together is the mystery, I guess. So,
Okay.
that's not really a great description, but
I feel like it is. I feel like that gives a good view of it.
As I was writing it down, I was like, I should just do chaos, because this is, I don't feel like I'm really telling what's going on. So my book thoughts. I really enjoyed the fox mythology part of it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool.
It was really cool. It was really different. It was adorable, for lack of better terms.
Yeah.
But
Can I ask you a question?
yes.
So you said that she was suspected that she was a fox, so you don't actually know everyone?
So you do. Because
Okay.
one of the things is told from her point of view, but she doesn't, at the beginning of the book, she doesn't come out and say, like, I'm a fox. She's
okay.
just, like, telling the mythology, like, oh, foxes are considered to be these, and, like, blah, blah, blah. So it's not until you get throughout the book later that you find out if she really is a fox or not.
Okay, okay. I see.
Yes. So, like I said, I really enjoyed the fox mythology part. I loved that. But this book is really slow.
Okay.
Like I said, it's just like a slow burn mystery where the author is trying to build 3 stories. So it just takes a long time to get there because you're setting up 3 different storylines, and then you have to tie them all together and get them all to the same spot.
Yep.
So it's very slow.
Yeah.
The first, I would say, maybe half of the book is really slow. You don't get momentum until probably the second half.
Yeah, I feel like that makes sense when you're trying to intertwine that many like POVs or that many people or storylines, because I feel like you basically are starting over every time as soon as you start with the new person's story, and it's basically like starting that part over. So if you have to restart it 3 times, and then so it makes sense that you didn't get to like halfway before you're like, okay, now I'm in it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you keep that in mind, going into it, knowing that, it's not that it's boring, it's just slow. Like,
Yeah.
because you're learning about the fox mythology, you're learning backstory of all the characters. So it's not boring. It just, there's no action happening. You know, like she's not.
Yeah. I definitely think there's a difference between slow and boring. I think it could be slow. It definitely can be slow and boring, but I don't think that they're like, I don't think that it's like immediately like one means the other.
Yeah, it's not hand in hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, another thing, and I brought up the other book, The Ghost Bride. I kind of felt the same way. Like, I don't really remember The Ghost Bride that well. I just remember thinking that the book was slow. Okay. And then at the end, I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." I kind of got the same. I kind of got the same feeling with this book. Like, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of slow," and then about halfway through, I was like, "Oh, okay, things are happening now." Not like, wild action scenes or anything like that, but it wasn't just like talking about their past.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is also some like when Snow is talking, and I don't want to call them flashbacks.
Okay.
But there are some places where she like interrupts. I don't want to say herself, but like almost it feels like she's changing how she's talking, to the point where I was like, as I was looking at it, I was like, is this no? Is this the same paragraph? Is this a different person? No, this is still her. So it was just kind of like,
that's confusing.
Yeah, it didn't take me out of the story. It wasn't enough to take me out of the story, but it was definitely enough to interrupt the flow.
Sure.
Where if you're just like, wait. So,
let me reread this real fast.
Make sure I really understand what's going on here. Yeah. But overall, I really enjoyed all the individual stories. I really enjoyed the foxes. I wish there was more foxes and like the history of the foxes, not just like, oh, they're adorable, tell me more about these foxes. Like, I wanted to know more like mythology and history of the foxes and stuff like that. I really enjoyed reading about Bao's youth. I thought that was a good ad. But I have more thoughts, apparently.
Okay.
Went to the next page. I was like, oh shit, a whole page of thoughts. So going back to the revenge theme for Snow, where she's trying to find the killer of her child. I say this, and I know I'm not an author. I feel like it could have been done better. Not necessarily well, I say please do it different, but in a way to get to the same conclusion. Because at the end, when they finally...
you still like how it ended. Like,
yeah, when they wrapped it all up, I was like, yes, I like the conclusion, but I didn't like how we got to the conclusion. Okay. So just can we get to the same thing, but in a different way?
Okay.
Right? So if that makes any sense. So yeah.
I love that critique.
Yes. Please do better.
Yeah.
So I rated this like 3.5 chips.
Okay.
But I'm going to round up to 4.
Okay. It's a round up one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Excellent. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm doing 1 or 2 books today. We'll see how long this first one is. I have a feeling that it's going to be like super short, so I was planning on a second one. But we'll see. Okay. So, I listened to Love Mom by Iliana Xander, I think is the last name.
Okay.
It was a sister book club. I wrote down mystery question mark because it's like kind of a mystery. Maybe like mystery thriller, but more leaning mystery.
Okay.
Okay. So Mackenzie Casper just lost her mom. So obviously that's a trigger parent loss in here. Her mother, who happens to be a best-selling author of some very dark and twisted thrillers. Her mother's death was originally ruled an accident, but investigators are now questioning that. And on the day of her memorial service, Mackenzie receives a letter signed from #1 fan XOXO. Mm-hmm. So inside of these envelopes that she's receiving are pages from her mother's diaries that starts with the line, "Want to know a secret? Love Mom."
Uh-oh.
So as the days go on, Mackenzie starts receiving more and more diary pages, all revealing a past of her mother's that no one knew about. Okay. And she starts investigating them. So as she keeps receiving these letters, not knowing if she's going to get more, and they just keep like randomly showing up, but she starts doing her own investigation, and she stumbles upon more secrets that her family has lived with for years. And she begins realizing that her mother's rise to fame came at a cost, and that all the lies may have caught up to her. Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum. See, I like, because usually, so I like where you're going with this book, because I like all the letters. I like all the letter writing. That seems really fun and like interesting. But it's also a thriller.
It is, yes, it's very much a thriller. It's very wild. So it's told in a dual timeline. So you get Mackenzie's POV, which is like present day as she's investigating the letters. And then the past is told from her mother's point of view in the form of like diary entries. And so that I liked that aspect of it. And so like as you move forward with the diary entries that you get, you kind of start learning like, it's basically like you're learning along with Mackenzie. So it's kind of any of the present day investigations that she's doing, you're kind of caught up with it because you're right along in the same spot of like, you know exactly what she knows, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So I liked that part. There's one thing that I didn't like about this is that there's a cheating storyline in it. And so I actually wrote down, why is it so hard to find thrillers without cheating? But other than that storyline, I really liked it. Every time I thought I had something figured out, we'd get more information and my theory was like immediately out. I was like, I got it. I know exactly what it is. And then we'd get the next diary entry and I'm like, fuck, I'm wrong. So the final twist of the book was actually like a pretty big twist. Like it's probably one of the first times in a long time that I actually was pretty surprised by by an ending. So both my sister and I were surprised by the big reveal. And there were actually like some smaller twists throughout the book. So overall, I say it was like very entertaining, very engaging. I actually finished this book in one day. Oh, I didn't even write how long it was. It was 10 hours. I don't know I don't know how long it was, but I finished it in one day, so it's probably not like terribly long. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed how the story was told. I'm gonna give you like a small spoiler But it's not, it's like pretty early on. It's like when she gets the letters, she's trying to determine if they're actually written by her mom or not. And so one thing that I was like, this feels weird, is that she didn't know her mom's handwriting right off the bat, which felt odd to me. Yeah. And then the second thing is that she used some of her mom's writings from before, like that she found in her office as like a, so she could use it as comparison. And the handwriting sample that she used of her mom's to compare to the diary entries was from when her mom was 16. Oh. And I was like, my handwriting looks nothing like it does when I was 16. Like, how can you use that as like a writing sample comparison? Yeah. So that, like, I know it's very minor, like a minor thing to like get caught up on, but I was just like, what the fuck is happening? One, why don't you know what your mom's handwriting looks like just by looking at it? Yeah. And two, how did you compare it to her 16-year-old writing? Like, no, nobody writes like they did when they were 16, when they're like 50.
No. I am 100% sure that if I saw my mom's handwriting, I would be able to tell it.
100%.
But I can also say with 100% certainty that I don't know what my mom's handwriting looked like when she was 16.
No, so. Exactly. I definitely don't either. But yeah, I really like to think, I mean, maybe if you're getting like letters from the beyond, maybe you'd like question it, right? Like you're looking at it and you'd be like, oh, maybe I know that looks like my mom's handwriting, but like she's dead. So
right. Yeah, totally makes sense. And I'm on board with that. Like if I got a letter, you know, now I'd be like,
yeah, exactly.
I don't believe this, but I would not also pull out like 50-year-old letters and be like, this is close enough of a match.
Exactly. Not at all. So I feel like a very small critique there, but it was definitely one that I like, as I heard it, I was just like, that doesn't feel right. So, but overall, really liked it. I rated it 4 veggie chips.
4 bags of veggie chips?
Sure, we can give it whole bag since I devoured a whole bag.
I too ate a whole bag.
Yes. So yes, it gets 4 whole bags. Okay, that was a pretty short review, so I'll give you the second one as well. Okay, so my second one is called The Extraordinary Life of Sam Hell, by Robert Dugoni. It is a thank you. It is a like fiction coming of age story, and I read it on Kindle Unlimited. And I read this as a recommendation from someone at work. Colton. Hello, Colton. He came to work one day and was like, hey, I loved this book. I think you should read it. And I was like, great. I read it that day. I finished it in like 2 days. So
wow, that good,
huh? Well, you'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so Sam Hill was born with ocular albinism, which is a genetic abnormality that makes your pupils appear red because kids are mean. And also it's the 1960s. He grew up being called Devil Boy and Sam Hell, of course. His classmates basically bullied him all the time. He was shunned by leadership in his school, just the 1960s of it all. And his mother, who is deeply Catholic, called his eye color God's will. So she was like, it's God's will that your eyes are red. Just ignore the haters. Yeah. So when Sam starts a new school, he's endlessly mocked and bullied. One day, Ernie Cantwell starts school there, and he receives his own level of bullying, being the only black kid in the school. Remember, we are in the 60s. So Sam and Ernie become fast friends, supporting one another along the way. Basically, as each of them is dealing with their own bullying, they're basically like supporting each other. In some point in the school year, either that same school year or later in high school, another outsider, quote unquote, joins their friendship. Her name is Mickey, and she's like an outspoken tomboy is the term that they used. And she quickly inserts herself into the duo, and they kind of like all help each other through their way through high school. So the story is told in dual timeline. So it's as Sam is now at 40 years after like the beginning of the story in time. And then in this current timeline, he's like dealing with his own tragedies and things like that in life. And he's basically like reflecting on his life from when he was a child and kind of understanding what changed in him, why he is the way he is now, and like how his friends really fit into his life. So the dual timeline is him like through grade school and high school and stuff like that, and then 40 years after.
Wow.
In present time. So first off, this book was very hard for me to rate because the first like 80-ish% of this book, 5 stars hands down, like no question, it was going to be 5 stars. Like I loved it. And then it just fell off. The last like 50 to 100 pages, just like, I don't know, like the whole book changed in those last like 50-ish to 80 pages. And it completely took me out of the book. I'm not going to tell you what my rating for the book was yet, but it wasn't 5. Like I could not give it 5. But if you would have asked me at like 85%, I would have said 5 stars, no question. So
did the writing change or the story change?
No,
or like,
it was almost like his personality changed a little bit, and there was a couple of things in the story that was happening in present day. So maybe it's just I didn't love the present day stuff as much, and where like the first big portion of the book is more, you get so much more of childhood. That like it makes it like I really, really enjoyed it. But the things that start happening in the present day storyline was just like, it just took me out of it. And it felt like things were changing, like his personality, his like thought process about things. I was like, that's not the way you've been this whole book. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Yeah. So looking back on it, like I might rate it a little bit lower than when I first finished it, or like while I was in it, because I was so sucked into the story. And even though the last bit of it was like kind of, it was off for me, I still kind of feel like I rated it a little bit higher. But now like I have some distance from it, I feel like I don't know where I land. Like I'll tell you at the end like what I ultimately went with, but like I don't know. Sam and Ernie's friendship was so immediately like I love them that like it was a big positive for me in this. Sam's mom was a very devout Catholic, and while like I don't personally relate to that way of life for like in my life, it was very interesting to watch it guide her and like how she raised Sam. Like I really liked how, just kind of watching that storyline. I liked watching both Sam and Ernie's families deal with all of the things that they had to deal with throughout everything. Like it was just how they all helped each other. Like his mom, both of their moms like worked together to help with Sam and Ernie, and just I really liked that aspect of it. It was almost like a little bit of a found family situation. So I really liked that. So if you remember back in episode like 55, 56, I started the episode telling you that I was crying so much right before we started recording.
Okay.
It was this book.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was this book, and I was like sitting here reading it, bawling, and then we were like, oh, it's time to record, and I was like, hello.
I'm so happy to be here.
So I'm not going to give spoilers, but I just say like the things that made me cry the most in this book was just like the friendships between Sam, Ernie, and Mickey. Just like how they really showed up for each other and like really helped each other through everything they were all kind of going through. It just like touched my heart. I just loved them so much. So I just like cried.
Is it like 5 teardrops out of 5?
I gave it 3.
Oh, okay.
I gave it 3 teardrops. So
for how, like, for the quantity of crying or
Yes.
the quality of crying?
No, the quantity of crying.
Right,
I will
cool.
give it a 3. Yes. Quality, I would say like I was like 6 out of 5. like deep tears. So some insight into like why the last bit of the book fell off for me was just like I don't think it at the end matches with the last 30 or 40 years of his life regarding faith and religion. I think he just seemed like such a different person at the end of what we've learned through the whole time. There's also like, I guess I'll call it a twist, but it's not like really a twist, but there's a minor twist at the end. And it was just super convenient. And I did not understand the story, like why that storyline was put in the book at all.
Okay.
And that it's like a pretty big spoiler, so I don't want to say it, but maybe I'll put it on Goodreads and like tag it as a spoiler. But yeah, it just was very convenient, and I just immediately I was like, what the fuck is this do? Like how is this helping my story at all? Like I don't get it. So I ended up rating it 3.5.
I knew it.
Yeah, I'm gonna round up to 4 bags of veggie chips. but I think that's where I'm at. I don't know. Because I feel like I said, like having some distance from it, like I'm really disappointed in the end. But it doesn't take away. So, okay, now talking through it a little bit, I'll leave it at 3.5. I'll keep rounding up to 4 because of how much I enjoyed the first big portion of the book. Right. Okay. So I think it deserves that. And because it made me cry so much. It deserves it.
There you go. Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
It was still a really great recommendation. I think I would still recommend it to people. Just know that you may feel the same about the end.
Yeah, it's a great book, but there's a caveat.
Yeah, there's a small caveat there. I think it just for like the story, the friendships, and like all that kind of stuff alone, I feel like was worth the read for sure.
Okay.
So, the end. Okay. Are you ready for our question?
Kind of, yeah.
I could just tell you about a third book. No, I won't do that.
Okay. Was this say you have a third book planned?
No. Okay. Oh, this looks like it's a I don't even know what to call it. It's a scenario for you.
Oh, geez.
A scenario
Okay.
for you. Okay. You wake up as the main character in the last book that you read, but your villain... Oh, wait. But the villain is your co-host. What book are you in and how screwed are you?
Oh, man.
I need to see what the last book I finished was.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Actually.
no.
Surprise, Vanessa. It was a romance.
Oh, no. So do you have a villain in that?
No.
Is there like
Not
a
really.
cheating ex-boyfriend or something like that?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
He could be the villain, so he's your
All right.
co-host.
Great. We would just fight.
Yeah.
Because he's
Just
very
fight.
douchey.
Okay, great. My last book was about a serial killer.
Oh.
So I am now co-hosting with a serial killer, and I don't think I'm doing very good.
Wait, your podcast, or I'm assuming your podcast, would it be about serial killers?
Probably. It'd have to be, right? Like,
So this sounds like an interesting book. It's almost like a Dexter thing.
he's not, but...
Well, I mean, like, if you think about it, it'd be like your co-host is a serial killer, but your podcast is about serial killers.
Yeah.
Maybe you're trying to find a serial killer, but it's him.
Oh, very meta.
Yeah.
I'm totally into this. All right.
Write the
Yes.
book, Vanessa.
Okay, great. Right. I don't want to write the book. I want to host the show. Can I?
Okay.
Any serial killers out there want to do a show with me?
If there's
Virtual only.
If there's any authors out there,
Uh-huh.
I gift you this book idea.
Yes. I gift you the book idea.
Please go write it.
Go write it. Yeah. You won't read it though, would you?
If it was a romance.
Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd probably write it if I knew it was about you.
Okay, great.
Or read it. I'd be like, my friend is in this book. I have to see if she survives.
Yes. Yeah, that's I think this is a great idea now. I need I need to host this show. Where we search for a serial killer who may or may not be the co-host. And you have a douchey boyfriend.
Yeah, I have a douchey co-host.
A douchey co-host that is terrible.
Yeah, I know I've talked about this before when we've talked about romances, but like it's always interesting to me that like all the douchey exes, female or male, are written so douchey that I'm always like, what did you see in these people?
Right. Yeah.
You know, like
what was their redeeming quality that made you look past this assholeness? Yeah.
Yeah, because they all have like, you know, like some kind of physical attribute that they're like, I hate this about them. They're all douches. And then, like, if it's like a man, they all have like weird penises or something like that. So it's like, what did you actually like about your ex? That
it's only weird after they broke up, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is that what I don't understand is like you were with them for X amount of years, but you were totally cool with the weird penis. But now that you're broke up, you're like, couldn't deal with the penis. Or whatever, right? So
yeah. Great. You're gonna have a podcast about talking about his weird penis.
Like, so why are you the douchey boyfriend?
Yes. Your ex told me.
Man, if I had less anxiety, that would be a great podcast.
It would.
Just to be like, so your ex told me you're a douche.
Yes.
Let's
talk about it.
I want to hear your side of the story.
Yes.
I'm going to give you 15 things that they said about you, and I'll give you 5 minutes for each of them to, like, refute. Like,
this sounds great. Just every episode is just a different douchey dude.
or you know, female or whatever.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
All right, number 1. She says your penis is weird. Your thoughts? My dick is huge.
I need you to get over anxiety and find all the douchey people out there so that you can do this podcast. I'll produce it for you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have the anxiety.
What if you get really drunk before every episode?
Okay, I'll do that. Okay. I could do that.
Okay, add another element to it.
Great. And we're all drunk.
Oh, it's like the drunk history episodes or whatever, but it's like drunk exes.
It's just they end up crying.
Yeah.
For the second half of the episode, it's just them crying. Or like, you know what, I'm going to prove it. Look at my... And then it's just like a swinging, like... What is
How
it?
many penises are you gonna see?
Pixelated black.
Yes. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Great. We've got two new podcasts for everyone.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Exactly. Coming soon. Oh, good gracious. All right. Well, go let us know who the villain is of your new podcast from your last book that you finished. And you can go to all of our socials everywhere, Savor the Story Pod. You can email us all of your thoughts, savorthestorypod@gmail.com, and our website, and like all the things. Go give us love. We appreciate it. And tell your friends.
Do it now.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hey, get out of here.